Okay, I'm sorry about that. I tried to record a few minutes ago, and I got this weird internet signal. So hopefully, I'm gonna even if I get that message again, I'm gonna continue to talk, and hopefully, we'll be able to hear what I have to say without my internet causing problems. But anyway, my name is Lori McLean, and I have been on the Plexus supplements for about 2 years now, along with my husband and my almost 20-year-old son. That's unbelievable. But so I just wanted to take a few minutes to hop on and share what Plexus has done for my family from a health standpoint. So my husband was severely overweight, had a lot of sugar cravings, lack of energy. I got him on the pink drink, and all of that kind of changed. He began to have more energy. He stopped eating like a lot of junk food that he was eating before. He started exercising. Sometimes I would text him or call him during the day, and he was at the gym or in our local park walking. And over time, it led to him losing 80 pounds. So that was really a huge blessing. My son, as I said, is also almost 20 years old. He suffered from really, really bad eczema from the time he was probably about 6 months old. Excuse me. About 6 months old, and we tried all the creams and the potions that the doctor suggested. We even at one point, the pediatrician suggested Crisco. And yes, I did it. And to this day, he still teases me about dropping him on his head. But anyway, over time, eczema got worse and worse, and he grew out of it a little bit, but not entirely. In comes Plexus, and I went ahead and got him started on the supplements, mainly the gut health products, the ProBio 5 and the Bio Cleanse, and also the body cream. And it was so funny because, him being a teenager at this point, like 2 years ago, he was like, "Mom, can't we just go to the doctor and get some cream? I mean, I'm not taking these pills. I don't want to do that." And so I finally convinced him, and his skin cleared up amazingly. And that was just that really, as a mom, really, really, that's probably the most choked up I get because I would see him. I was a counselor at the school that he went to in high school, and I would often see him, the backs of his hands looked like they had been run over by a car. The eczema was just so bad and just horrible. And I would see him talking to his friends, and he would shove his hands into his pockets because he was kind of self-conscious about how his hands looked. So it's funny because now he doesn't go. He's like, "Mom, I need some Bio Cleanse. You need to hook me up." And so he does not miss a day. And the funny thing is, I have a neighbor that has really bad psoriasis, and she took her son, who's a little bit younger than my son, and my son to the beach, and he was like, "Miss Sherry, you got to try this stuff. It's going to clear up your skin." And plus he's ambassador, so that's kind of nice. But for me personally, the biggest thing that I've noticed, I have suffered from an autoimmune disease for about 20 years. I was diagnosed shortly after my pregnancy. I had a really, really, really difficult pregnancy, and I was horribly sick and coughing a lot. And I remember one day I was on the phone with my dad. My dad said, "You sure do cough a lot. Are you sick?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not sick. I just have this irritating, nagging cough." So come to find out, I had an autoimmune disease called sarcoidosis that was affecting my lungs, and that's why I was coughing all the time. So I suffered with it, multiple inhalers, nebulizer, inhaled steroids, fast-acting steroids, because they tend to kind of treat it the same way that they treat asthma. So it's kind of like lung-related, so that's what the doctors go to. They treat it as asthma. It's an autoimmune disease, so it can manifest itself in any place in your body. I've had inflammation in my spleen, in addition to my lungs. I've had a couple of skin outbreaks, but since I started the triplex, which again everything is about gut health. If you don't know, think about any condition that you may have and Google it, and then type "and gut health," and I promise you, more than likely, there's going to be a connection. So once I got on the triplex, it took a little bit of time. It didn't happen overnight, but the symptoms of my autoimmune disease are greatly diminished. I mean, I hardly ever use my inhalers anymore, where at one point I was using them 4 or 5 times a day. And sometimes I would take prednisone, and that's a whole nother thing. An oral steroid, which will make you eat the paint off the walls in your house if you've never taken it. So just saying. It also has helped to stabilize my blood pressure. For many years, I was kind of like that with my blood pressure. My doctor was always saying, okay, we need to watch that blood pressure. And he would always threaten at the next visit to put me on blood pressure medication. And I did not want that for me. So it has completely stabilized my blood pressure. I'm sleeping like a baby. Insomnia has always been a bit of an issue for me, but no more. I sleep through the night the majority of the time. What else? Energy. Just like with my husband and his exercise routine, it's really helped in that area too. But for me, the biggest thing has been relief from the symptoms of my autoimmune disease. It's just really been, when I think where I was to where I am now, it's just a blessing. It's just amazing. So anyway, if you have any questions, just please feel free to leave them in the comments and I will respond. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'm so glad that you guys decided to join our 7-day challenge, and I hope that you're seeing some amazing results already. Sugar cravings, I forgot the one. That was another thing. Okay, I'll go away now. But yeah, sugar cravings was another thing that I noticed early on. Sleep and sugar cravings. Had a bad sugar addiction. There were times when I would get up, I knew I was like feeling sleepy, and I would still get up because I didn't want to wake up hungry or wanting a cookie. So that was another thing that helped with right away. So anyway, thank you. You guys have a great weekend.